So the topic of this webinar is really about I call it like the basics of subscriptions. But when I say basic, trust me, the biggest brands on Shopify, a lot of them aren't doing some of these things right. And so it's, let me get my mouse on the right screen here so I can click through. So we've had over, it says 760,000 on that slide. It's actually getting close to 800,000 stores. I think we're at 790 now that have used a Bold product. A lot of them do subscriptions. We have seen what works, we've seen what doesn't, and we're going to try to share some of that data. And so this webinar is really for everyone, whether you're not doing subscriptions and you're thinking about it, or even if you have a pretty thriving subscription business, it's going to definitely absolutely be for you as well. I think there's a lot of people that fall in the bucket of they do subscriptions, but they kind of like they've slapped on a subscribe and save option on their product. It's pretty good. They have a subscription option. So if someone said, hey, do you offer subscriptions? They would say, yeah, I do. But they're not really a subscription business. Like they're not really doing it well. Like saying I play football versus I play in the NFL are two completely different things. And this is about how do you get to the NFL? How do you be great at it? And so why should we be even thinking about being seriously great at subscriptions? Well, there's a number of reasons. One is within a couple of years, over 3/4 of direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands are predicted to offer a subscription offering. This was a report put out by SUBTA, the Subscription Trade Association, a couple of years ago. And so if you're not doing it well, your competitors will take your customers, and because they will be doing it well. So the subscription market is going to be hitting close to $1 trillion next year. And sometimes when I see these numbers, like, what does $1 trillion even mean? Like, I mean, that's 1,000 billion of subscription commerce. And this is growing. And the one stat that I don't have up here, if you follow some of the e-commerce macroeconomics, like it kind of grows like 8 or 9% a year of like people buying online versus in retail. Subscription commerce is doubling that. So like subscription is a segment within overall commerce. It's actually growing much faster than commerce overall. So really important to be paying attention to. And subscribers have on average, this is on average, 3 times higher lifetime value than one-time customers. Now, most of the brands that we work with, they actually have 5 or 6 times higher lifetime value. This is on average. And so there's some really crummy subscription brands out there that have horrible subscriptions that they see very high churn. And so that obviously brings this number down. There's some subscription brands that their customers are 12x higher LTV. So, don't set 3x as the bar to aim for. That is an average. But even at that, even with all the crummy subscription brands out there, their subscribers are drastically more valuable than one-time buyers. And so when you think about subscriptions, it's not just about boxes. And I think this is what a lot of people think is like, yeah, I've got subscribe and save. Yeah, I got a subscription box. It's when you do it well, it's about membership. And membership, why it is important is because membership turns into profits. And so some of the data around this is when you have members, I'm looking this way because I've got it on 2 screens here, so I can't see the small numbers when I look for it, but recurring memberships increase average order value by 62%. So when someone is a subscribed member, not a loyalty point earner, not someone who just maybe buys once or twice, or they're a recurring customer, but someone who is a subscribed member, their average order size is 62% higher of all their orders, not just their subscriptions. They order 3 times more one-time purchases. So it's not even about the subscription revenue. The impact it has on their one-time purchases goes up 3x as well. And then subscribed members spend 400% more than non-subscribed members, not non-subscribers, just regular customers. So I didn't even have a stat up here that says recurring revenue is so great. and you should do subscriptions because recurring revenue is important. I think that's like everyone knows that. But the things that I think a lot of people don't think about is the impact it has on the rest of your business. It drives more one-time purchases, it drives bigger purchases, and it drives more purchases. So like it has so much more value than just the value of, when I look at my subscription revenue, I'm doing whatever, $10,000 a month in subscriptions. I think, oh, that's the impact of my subscription business. But I promise you, if you take out, well, if you're doing it well, that cohort of customers, just your subscribers, and if you look at what else they're spending, they're going to be more valuable than the rest of your customers. So it's really important from a profit center to increase revenue in your store. And so a couple more stats, and I'm going to get into some of the meat and potatoes here. When you have a subscribed member, their likelihood of purchasing more products, their conversion rate essentially, goes up 70%. So that means when you have a subscribed member and you put an offer in front of them on Instagram, on Facebook, when you send an email, they're 70% more likely to convert than your one-time customers. Okay. So, one of the sayings I always love is don't find more people for your products, find more products for your people. And when you have subscribers, you have people. And unless you're a one SKU company, and I realize there are some out there, but even at one SKU companies, I've seen some creative things done where you offer an extra one and bonus stuff. But your subscriber base is your marketing audience, and they have a 70% higher conversion. They're 59% more likely to choose you versus a competitor. And so this means when they're subscribed, this is brand affinity. And so when they're subscribed, they're less likely to price compare you to a competitor. They're less likely to go to Google and just search, and they have a relationship with you. So they're not as price sensitive. So you can actually have more premium margins when you're selling to your members versus non-members, because it's like, think about Amazon. I run across this all the time with myself. Amazon's almost never the cheapest, but because I have Prime membership, and I know that I'm going to get my shipping and my, everything else that comes with the Prime membership. I just go on Amazon. I bought Lego the other day, bought some Lego for my kid, and I just ordered it. I didn't price compare. I didn't go to Walmart, but I promise you, if you go to Walmart, I did the same thing with a phone, bought it from Amazon, went to go look at Best Buy. It was like $50 cheaper, but because I'm a paid member at Amazon, I don't price compare. And now we see Best Buy rolling out, of course, their paid membership program too, because they know it affects how people make decisions. And then the last stat I have around this is why subscription is important is 92% of them come back and they visit their subscriber portal at least once. Many of them will visit it over and over and over. So it's one of the best ways to actually drive repeat traffic and get people back to your site. And then what you do with that is, of course, matters. Some people make it hard to find the subscriber portal and don't use it like it should be done, but it's a great driver of traffic. Think about anything you've subscribed to, how many times you've gone back to that site. There's probably been some that have done a good job of getting you to buy more, and some that haven't done a good job at all. So subscription membership is so critical for the health of your business. Don't even worry about the recurring revenue aspect of it for everything else that it does. Okay. And so how do you win? And so whether you're listening, and I know some of the brands on the call have tens of thousands of subscribers, and some of them I think might have zero. There's a wide range of people on this call. And so this applies to everyone, whether you're thinking about launching it or you have a ton. How do you win? How do you win at anything? Okay. Think about the best sports teams in the world. I have the Denver Nuggets up here. It could be any team that's won Super Bowl, NBA championships. They won a couple years ago, some of them. When you think about great teams and when they win, what's something you almost always hear the coach say about why they won? Well, great fundamentals win championships. You hear it all the time. You'd almost never hear a coach say, well, we had a lot of great trick plays this season, and we did a lot of real sexy plays, and that's really why. And we say, no, I'm a big NFL fan. We ran our routes, we completed our blocks, we blocked our assignments, we finished our plays. That's why we win. You almost never hear them say, well, we had a lot of great trick plays, right? Fundamentals win championships. So how does that translate to you? Well, fundamentals win in e-commerce too. There's a lot of noise out there right now, especially with everything going on with AI, which I think a lot of it is very relevant, but there's a ton of noise, a ton of, you can go in the app store and it's like a candy store. Try this, try this. There's a lot out there, but the fundamentals are really what matter. And so I changed the word here on every one of these, which I just want you to kind of think about. They say winning teams focus on core plays. Actually, winning brands focus on core plays. Okay. Great teams are built on great fundamentals. Great subscriptions are built on great fundamentals. Sexy plays only work if the foundation is solid. Well, I say sexy sales tactics only work if the foundation is solid. And so the fundamentals are critical for everything to be successful. So what does that mean? So I think there's 5 key fundamentals that you have to really excel at, not just do. Like, everyone does them, but like every NFL team blocks players. Every NFL team runs routes. Like, if you're sitting here and you're saying, "Oh, great, this is about fundamentals," you're lost already, because that's like a football team saying, "Well, we already block. We already run our routes. We know what running our routes is." But being the best route runner, cutting at exactly the right time, the way you cut, the way you run the route, that's what separates championship teams from all the rest that don't make the playoffs. Okay. And so we're not just going to be talking about what the fundamentals are, it's how to be excellent at them. So the first one is the offer. The offer is probably one of the most important things you really have to get right. Subscription conversion is hard as it is. And it's, as you saw from the stats, it's super important. So really nailing your offer is critical. So actually, a study recently asking people who subscribed, 80% of them said they subscribed because of value and a frictionless offer. So what are some things you can do here? So value. On your offer, think about your offer on your product page, how you're selling your subscriptions. Some of the things you need to do is it needs to clearly demonstrate the value of the subscription, not just subscribe and save 5%, but are they getting something exclusive? Are they getting other benefits? And often I see brands do have other benefits for subscribers, but you have to go to some subscription page to find out. They don't list it on the product page. So you want to make it crystal clear that when I sign up, I actually think I saw just yesterday, this was with Amazon, but this agency has said they had worked with 10,000 subscription brands, doing subscribe and save on Amazon. And they finally found the sweet spot. So you know how sometimes people say, well, what should I offer for my subscribe and save? 5%, 10%? Guess what the sweet spot is on Amazon now? 30%. 30% is what they found, that brands offering 5, 10% didn't move the needle at all. 20% moved it a little bit. 30% was when they really saw the tables turn towards subscription. And then when they tested higher. They tested with 40 and 50%, and they actually saw negative impacts where people were subscribing and then canceling right away. So people were subscribing to get the 50% off and then canceling. So, once you know that a subscription, all the other benefits that it brings you, the higher LTV, the effect it has on one-time purchases, that they choose you more likely, all of that, you can offer a little bit of a discount on a subscription. So, but make it crystal clear on the offer that they understand it. So thinking through, it's like with our tool or any subscription tool, a lot of them, I know we have this built in. You can hover over a tooltip and you can see it, like all the different benefits that come with it. Maybe subscriptions get free shipping, free returns. Maybe they have other benefits. Make that crystal clear on the product. Okay, that's fundamental. And believe it or not, I would say I sometimes call these, I think I would put them under this one's or / convenience. I call them objection busters. So an objection buster is every customer that hits your landing page has objections right away. Think about when you shop. It's like, can I return it? Am I going to be able to cancel this? What if I don't know how often I need my dog food, every 30 days, every 45 days. I don't know. You've got all these objections, and you have to bust every one of those objections on the product page, not on some subscription page that they have to go find and about our subscriptions. They are easy to manage. It has to be on the product page. I had really good. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was so less than it's less than 40%. So over 60% of Shopify Plus stores that run subscriptions don't address objections on their product page. Huge miss, huge miss. So this is where I say, like, these fundamentals, these aren't just for, okay, you're starting a subscription program, you need to think about your fundamentals. The biggest brands on Shopify, go out there and look at them and click on their subscription pages and see if they address some of the basic potential objections that a customer might have. Convenience. It's so important that you make sure you convey, this kind of falls under the objection buster kind of thing, but that you convey how convenient it is to manage it, skip it, pause it. Sometimes you think that goes without saying, but a customer might have been burnt on a previous subscription from someone else who maybe isn't as awesome as you are. And they made it hard to manage the subscription. So they don't know that you're awesome and your subscriptions are easy to manage. So make sure you convey that. And then it needs to feel frictionless to sign up. And so by low friction, I mean, you got to ease people into the subscription. A subscription is a big commitment. It's like, I use this example sometimes. I one time bought skin lotion for my daughter, and I needed a certain type of skin lotion, and I Googled skin lotion for kids. I bought the skin lotion. It didn't come. It was like 2 or 3 weeks later, and the skin lotion didn't come. And I was like, oh, I should go try to track that down. And I went into my email. I couldn't remember who I ordered it from because I just had ordered, I Googled kids skin lotion, ordered it, and I couldn't remember the company. And so I went to my email and I started typing skin lotion. I couldn't find anything. That would never happen with a subscription. You wouldn't just subscribe to a company. You wouldn't enter a relationship without knowing them. Like it's almost, I mean, it may be once in a blue moon happens, but it's probably very rare that you're like, oh, I subscribed to lotion every month, but I forget who I subscribed with, because it's a deeper relationship when you subscribe. And so because it's a deeper relationship, it's a higher commitment, it's harder to convert. Okay? It's of course, it's easy to go out for coffee with someone, buy something one time, hard to commit to marriage. So the more you can ease them into that, the better. So I wrote down here, first month discounts, great option. Special first month offer, like include a whole bunch of, actually, I've got some slides on this showing some examples of this, but like including a bunch of products, t-shirt, eCell, protein, give a shaker bottle with the first month, like just make it like really enticing to tip them over the scales to convert. Okay. Lots more can be said about the offer, but these are some of the fundamentals to get right. And someone told me that you should have an acronym for everything. So the acronym is VCF, value, convenience, frictionless. I know you won't remember that VCF, but take a screenshot. This is fundamental number 1. Okay. Fundamental number 2, onboarding. You have to get onboarding right, because when someone subscribes, you don't have a customer, you have a lead. That person who just clicks subscribe isn't really committed. They're not a lifelong customer. They're thinking in their head, okay, sounds good. I'll try it. I'll get the subscription and see. And everyone here has probably subscribed to something. You've had that same experience. When you click subscribe, you don't think I'm committing to this for life. You think I'll try it, right? Now your job as a brand is to, when I say onboard, it's a whole bunch of things. Oh, and here's my acronym, EES. I'm going to play with the acronyms here. Your job is to educate them on the value of every aspect of the product, your company, your charitable work you do, how the product's made. Do you source the ingredients ethically? Do you have like quality in your hiring process? Literally, like everything, like educate them about your company. And the best example I can give of this is Charity Water. I've used this example before, but it's a subscription. You pay like $40 a month to donate towards providing clean wells. Well, I went through the process. I made my donation. I selected my amount. I thought, yep, this is a great cause. Clean water for everyone. Subscribed, clicked my recurring donation. And then on the thank you page, there was the founder saying, talking about how important it is to get wells in every part of the world. And this is what we're going to do with the money and this. And I was thinking, well, yeah, I know. I just subscribed. I just paid. I took out my credit card. Why are you telling me this now? Well, what they know is they need to continually educate me, the customer, on the value of the product so I can speak to it to other people. If they don't, I'll never tell people about the good it does. And not just before the sale, immediately after the sale, in an email series, on board forever. Like that has to always happen. It's like wine. When someone tells you about the wine, you appreciate it more. It's not about how expensive the bottle is, but when they come out and the sommelier comes out and tells you about how it was made, there's more value in it, and you're probably going to tell someone else about it. Okay, so educate, engage. Okay, there is what I call a half-life of excitement when someone buys something. I've done this before. I've made a big purchase. I joke about this, but this actually happened. We bought a couch, me and my wife, and we're right about to buy the couch, and I call her over and I'm like, "Are you sure you want to buy this?" "Yeah, okay." And we let's click the buy button together and buy the couch. And it's like the second that happens, there's been studies done that's the peak point of endorphins released and dopamine hit when you click checkout. There's like chemicals actually firing in your brain at that point. And then what do most brands do? They take you to a plain order confirmation page, a pretty boring email that's an order confirmation email, and that's it. That's it. Maybe you get an email 10 days later asking for a review. Horrible experience. When you click checkout, that company could have probably sent me 3 emails that day and I wouldn't have cared. They would have sent me an email, "Welcome to your new couch experience. Let's talk about the leather in this couch." Then 2 hours later, someone setting it up and unboxing it. 4 hours later, how to treat the leather and take care of your new investment. Let's make this a couch you hand down for generations. And then the next day, get another email. I should actually get an email every single day until that couch comes. And then that should turn into other types of emails. But I'm not going to be upset if I get 3 emails the first day. But I will be upset if I don't get any emails and then nothing. And then 2 weeks later, I get an email saying, "Tell us about your couch. Would you rate it 5 stars?" So you can get away with a ton of emails early on and very frequently. And trust me, by the time I get that couch, if I'm getting all those emails, I'm going to appreciate it more. I'm going to just be like raging to get that couch because I've been reading these emails for the last week. But if I start getting those emails later, I think you get the point. I don't want to harp on this one too long, but engage. I guarantee everyone here could probably send 3 times more onboarding emails than they are, especially in that first 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Educate, engage, and surprise. Okay. Especially with a subscription. I often equate things to like relationships or marriage because a subscription is a relationship. What convinced my wife to marry me 16 years ago, I think. I should know that off the top of my head, 16 or 17. What convinced her to marry her then is not what is keeping her with me now, right? So I have to continually continually like surprise and delight her. And same thing with your customers. Like what got them over the edge to click subscribe is not going to be what keeps them. And so continually onboarding, when subscriptions, onboarding is a forever process. It's not something that happens in the first week. It's not like something that is done. They get their product, now they're onboarded. You have to continually be onboarding them forever. And so if like you should be sending them something after like 6 months, like to surprise and delight them, or some offer, or something. So what got them there won't keep them forever. Okay. So those are the three fundamentals or 3 points to fundamental number 2, EES, my acronym. Fundamental number 3, management. This is another thing you have to get right. It's actually mind blowing. Some people hide the management page, the subscription management page. They make it so they don't want customers to manage a subscription. Horrible. And not only is that just a bad experience for subscribers and they're going to churn, but customers that modify a subscription have 600% higher LTV. It's insane. So, I remember when we uncovered this data, I didn't get it at first. I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense. Like if you make it easy for a customer to cancel or edit, like just like, why are they going to have a higher LTV? Well, what happens is a typical cancellation goes like this. I don't know, pick something, coffee. I get coffee. I'm getting my coffee every month, and I don't use the coffee 1 month, or I'm away on vacation, or someone gets me a gift of coffee, and then it stacks up, but I've never canceled it, or I've never modified it, and I don't really know how. And now I've got 3 coffees on my shelf. I go, oh shoot, I got too much coffee. And I go and I cancel the subscription because I've reached that point of frustration. But had I been encouraged earlier to to educate me, and this goes back to the onboarding, one of your onboarding series should be how to manage your subscription, showing that pausing, skipping a month is super easy to do. Had I earlier paused it or skipped a month, I wouldn't have been in this state of frustration and just gone to cancel, because I would have been managing it. And the data shows that customers that modify a subscription in any way, not skip, but just modify it, on average have a 600% higher LTV. So not only do you not want to hide your management portal, you actually want to promote it. And so EPE is my acronym for this one. I'm going to get made fun of from the other boldies on the call here with my acronyms. Just you wait. So E, empower. So give subscribers full control. I don't think sometimes I see people want to not allow certain aspects of management, make them call customer support for modifying. As much control as you can, give them. With both subscriptions, you can give them everything if you want. Swap products, change things, change shipping, change add-on. I encourage everyone to give it all. Promote. Talked about this a little bit already, so I won't dive too much into it, but encourage your customers to manage subscriptions and actually like put it in part of the onboarding. Like if you know when they're getting their subscription, have an email that roughly goes out a few days later. Now that you got your subscription, here's how you manage it. Put some gifts in the email showing how easy it is to skip a month. We all know life happens. You might be away. It's not unreal. Like we want to encourage you to skip or whatever. Promote it and engage. So engage is giving people reasons to come back to it. So, not only should you not hide it, you should promote it. You saw earlier that 92% of subscribers log into their customer portal at least once. It's a great place to put offers, to put products. So actually engage people in there. Okay, and next one. Going to go a little bit faster through some of these so I don't run out of time here. Layered value, fundamental value, because one reason is subscriptions that have perks, layered value, have 59% less cancellations than subscriptions that are just about the product. So if I subscribe to coffee and all I get is coffee every month, versus if I subscribe to coffee and because I get coffee, I also get VIP pricing. I get access to a coffee community. I get some monthly offers. I get some perks of whatever you want to give, right? Coffee with the founder, a Zoom call once a quarter, whatever. But if I have some other perks, I'm going to be 59% less likely to cancel because, well, when I have 3 bags of coffee and I think, oh, shoot, I got 3 bags of coffee, I should cancel. Oh, but then I lose my VIP pricing. Then I lose my member only products. Then I lose all these other things, right? So layering in value is a fundamental of subscriptions. Yet I bet you 80%, I don't know the exact number. This one's a guess, but it's high, of brands that if I said, hey, what do customers get when they subscribe? They say, well, they get my product every month. What else? Oh, they get a 10% discount. What else? Well, that's it. Like so many brands, that's it. What do they get? They get my product. They get the convenience of my product every month. Great. Well, I guarantee they're going to have about a 4 to 5 month retention rate. So what are some things you can do? Here's my acronym for this one, PEA. Perceived value. Perceived value is not just the value of the product, but what they perceive it to be. And a 3-to-1 ratio is what you want to try to hit here. So perceived value means that coffee subscription, we'll use that as an example. Let's say it's $29.99 a month. But because I'm a subscriber, I have 10% off all other coffee accessories. Every month I get access to some other say it's like a coffee for mindfulness, and I get access to like yoga or Calm app or some other things. I get exclusive flavors each month that non-subscribers don't. So like, in my head, I'm like, oh, there's like roughly, like, what would I pay for that? What would I pay for VIP pricing, exclusive access, all these monthly perks, to be in the coffee club, to have coffee with the founder? If someone said, would you pay $90 a month for that? Then that's a 3-to-1 value. Okay. And so, I think, there might be a offer up on your screen here. If there is, which is, hold off on that. Well, okay, I'll get to that in 1 second. That's one slide ahead, but that's okay. The perceived value needs to be 3x what the actual price of the subscription is. Nike, that pop up, I don't know if you can pop it up on the next one. I'll speak to that on slide 17. So I don't know if that popped up for some people. That's fine. If you clicked yes, go ahead. But if not, I'll speak to it on the next one. It needs to be exclusive. So layering in value means like subscribers should get treated better. They should get early bird access perks, and it needs to be always increasing. So again, like the value that they get early on, needs to think about Amazon Prime. You signed up to get free shipping, then you got Prime Video, then you got Prime Storage, then you got Alexa, then you get whatever else. It's always increasing. The price has gone up a little bit, but it needs to always be increasing. Okay, and then actually this is the slide. Hold off on that pop up for 1 second there. The last fundamental, add-ons and upgrades. This sounds like something that is like a nice to have, but it should actually be like core to your subscription program. And the reason why is net dollar retention is, as a subscription brand, should be your most important metric. And if you don't know what net dollar retention is, don't stress, because I was at Sub Summit last year and I did a talk on this, and I asked people, hey, put up your hand and tell me what your most important metric is. And I heard churn, I heard LTV, I heard CAC, I heard retention, I heard everything. Not one person said net dollar retention. And then when I talked about it and said what it is, not one person knew what theirs was. But then afterwards, I had people coming up to me. One was actually a pretty large brand. I don't know if he's on this call. I don't think so. But anyways, he came up and he said, that was the most valuable 30 minutes of the entire Sub Summit week. And so what net dollar retention is it looks at the value of a subscriber and does it go up over time. Okay, so that means, let's say you get a subscriber for $19 a month, but there is potential for that customer to become a $29 subscriber, a $39. There's upgrade paths. There's add-on options. I might subscribe to coffee, but now I add syrups and flavorings and whatever, spices and other stuff. There's a path for more revenue per subscriber. Some people refer to this as negative churn, and actually Shopify actually reports it as negative churn if you listen to their quarterly earnings calls, because you might join Shopify on a $59 a month plan, but you might end up on Shopify Plus paying, I don't know what it is now, over $2,000 a month plus transaction fees and everything else. So even though Shopify churns merchants, like merchants go out of business every day, they have a negative churn. So they report their churn as like a negative churn, which you're like, well, how do you have negative churn? But they're talking about dollar churn. So even though you're losing some customers, your existing customer base becomes more value and you have a positive net dollar retention. So what this would look like, if it's 100%, it means, well, I lost 10% of customers, but 10% of my customers upgraded. So my net dollar retention is 100%. It's not bad if it's 100%. Ideally, you want it to be higher. So like 110 or 120%, you'll have investors throwing their money at you. That's really, really a healthy business when you can get someone to subscribe and they become more valuable over time. Most important metric. Yet, almost no subscription brands do this. They just care about how long a customer stays on, which is important. Churn, how are they uninstalling? But they don't look at, are they becoming more valuable over time? Okay, so my acronym is SAU. And so the three biggest things, this is a fundamental. This is like every subscription brand should do this. And so some tactics and strategies are swaps, Every customer eventually gets tired. So not only should you allow it, you should encourage it. Swaps, add-ons, and upgrades. So add-ons is make it easy for them to add on products, and it's not only customers want to be added on to, like you saw earlier. Actually, I might have a slide on this, but just in case I don't, but the number is 90% of subscribers expect monthly, or no, sorry, they want more opportunities for monthly add-ons. So you're not annoying your subscribers, you're actually doing them a favor. They want more add-ons. And upgrades. Give your power subscribers or power users or a path to upgrade. So like if they become a coffee subscriber for $39 a month, give a path. Like 10 or 15% of your customers will pay $99 a month for a premium membership. It's just the law of averages. There's always a segment of customers that will pay more if there's a higher plan, but most brands don't have a higher plan. So just, you can package it up. There's some exclusive flavors that isn't available to anyone else. They maybe get better VIP pricing. I don't know what it is, but give a path to upgrade. Okay. This is the last of the fundamentals. And and in case you want to memorize all those acronyms, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but that's okay. Hopefully you took screenshots of all of them. Okay. So these are the fundamentals. And again, see, probably at the beginning of the call, you probably thought, well, fundamentals are easy, but I guarantee even some of the most successful brands on here probably can improve in each one of these areas. And so one of the things, actually, if that Nike, that offer that popped up, so what I spoke to at the beginning of this call is one of the things we do at Bold is we have upselling tools for subscriptions. We have a whole subscription platform, but we also have an upselling tool. It's called Bold Upsell, that upsells one-time customers to subscribers. It does like express add-ons. It does customer portal upsells. It does email upsells. Like, so you get, 3 months before your subscription is about to go out, hey, do you want to add this on? There's a whole suite of upsells. It also does upsells in checkout, upsells after checkout, upsells in the cart drawer. So we've been doing it since 2012. And what we wanted to do was make that completely free for 6 months to everybody on this call. If you were on the highest plan of that app, that's a $6,000 value. You don't have to be on the highest plan, but if you used it to its fullest, and it's completely free for 6 months. So the way I look at it, costs nothing to try, and I guarantee upsells will make a difference because net dollar retention. So if that pop-up is still on your screen, we'll put it on again at the end. Make sure you take advantage of that. That's just a free offer to us from us. Okay, and then lastly, some of the things that we do is each of these fundamentals. The way we look at it is they're important to do. It's like I said earlier, like every football player knows how to block, but some people are really good at blocking. So every player knows how to run their routes, but some are really good. And the ones that are really, really good, they win championships. Just not doing it that matters. It's doing it really well. And so we've built out a suite of what we call maximizers. We've actually trademarked it. They're subscription maximizers, and they tie into each of these fundamentals. And I'm only going to show a couple of them, but the whole thing is, yes, the fundamentals are important, but how can you maximize it, like optimize it to make it excellent? So I think I'm just highlighting a couple in here, but like, fundamental number one was the offer. So we talked about making it frictionless. So one of the ways you can do that is with dynamic discounts. And so, for example, this is just a demo store here, but like, this coffee is $29 a month. I've set up, using dynamic discounts, an offer where the first month is 50% off. And then every month after is 10% off. This could be free. You can make this completely free the first month, 25%, whatever it is. What dynamic discounts do, actually, I might have it on. Yeah, I think it's on the next screen, is they let you set up a rule for when discounts should be applied. So you can also use it for retention. So you can give a discount after 6 months to, to encourage people to stay on for 6 months, different things like that. But it's great to ease them on or get them to convert that first month. So dynamic discounts maximizes fundamental number one, the offer. And I honestly think like everyone should use it. Like it's becoming, it used to be that like a 5 or 10% subscribe and save was enough to push people over the edge, but now everyone just expects that. You got to do more. Like I guarantee your competitors are all doing the same 10% subscribe and save. So give them that 50% that first month, right? And you can actually set it so customers have to be subscribed for 3 months. Like you can make it so they can't cancel for 3 months. So if you wanted to do like 100% off the first month, you can do a minimum subscription length of 3 months. So you know they're not going to just get the free month and cancel. That's possible to do in the app as well. A second thing that I think really helps the first fundamental is one of our maximizers is called convertible subscriptions. And what this does is it switches the product from month 1 to month 2. So this is one use case here where instead of getting coffee on the first month, I get coffee, a couple mugs, a frother, some syrup, a t-shirt. This is just an example. You can do whatever you want here. But the idea is I'm getting this extremely valuable offer month 1. And then month 2, this is going to switch to my regular coffee subscription. Like, how could I not buy this, right? Like this is such a, and again, you can make it so they have to minimum subscription length of 3 months or whatever, 6 months. So this makes it frictionless, that first fundamental. Another way you can do it is a trial size. So this is a little bit different than dynamic discounts, but still using the convertible subscription functionality. We see a lot of brands have success with this, where, so again, with the coffee example, I make a smaller size. I don't know what a regular coffee bag is, 2 pounds or something, or 1 pound. I make a smaller size and I can make it free plus shipping. I can make it $5, whatever. And they subscribe to that. And then the app automatically switches it to the regular size month 2. It's a great way to ease people into a subscription. So if they click and subscribe to this, they get the sample size month 1. And if they don't do anything, it automatically switches to the full size month 2. The customer doesn't need to log in or anything. It's a convertible subscription. It just switches. And this is super simple to set up. You just set literally what product you turn on, what product you want the main one to be, and then what you want to switch it to. It's piece of cake. You don't have to, the app does it all for you. No, zero management. And you can have different discounts on each one too. So you can have your first one be a certain amount. Now, then after the swap, they should get 15% off ongoing on the coffee. I think that's actually what this one was, 15% after so they're still getting the subscribe and save on the swap as well too. That's convertible subscriptions. It's one of our maximizers that really ties into fundamental 1. Just want to highlight a couple more. And the reason why this is important, I can't, we had this on the earlier slide, but that frictionless value of the offer, 80% of people said they decided to subscribe because of value, and the offer was frictionless. Like it was pain-free to try it. So free first month, special offer. So really important to get that right. This one ties into fundamental 5. So one of our maximizers is called Express add-ons. And so a couple years ago, we saw this need for basically when a customer is subscribed, and with Shopify, like almost anytime you hit a store, you're logged in, like because Shop Pay keeps you logged in. So now instead of on the product page, they have to add it to cart, go to cart, click checkout, go to checkout, get out their credit card or confirm address, whatever. All they have to do is just click add to my next subscription. That's it. Zero, no checkout. Actually, I think I have a video on the next page here. So this is what it would look like on the front end of a store. I see I can add it as a subscription, or I can add it as a one-time. I can either one, and boom, done. It's added. In this demo here, I added it as a subscription. So now you can see it's actually on the subscription. If I added it as one time, it would show on just next month's order, but not the rest. So no checkout, no credit card, zero. Like that's it. They just have to be logged in, which almost every customer, their login persists because of Shop Pay. So this makes it totally frictionless to add a product on. Like I don't think you could remove friction any more than this. That's called Express add-ons. And again, you think back to some of those stats. Customers who are subscribed are 70% more likely to convert. They spend more, they buy more, they choose you 59% more times over a competitor. So give them this option for Express add-ons on the front end of your store if you sell any other products, even if it's a one-time product. It's not doesn't have to be a subscription. Like it could have been a milk frother there, add to my next subscription. So okay, there's that one. And then I think this is the last one I want to cover. We've got a whole bunch of them, but just a few that I wanted to highlight that tie into these fundamentals. Email upsells. The most opened email on the internet or one of the most one, I think it is the most, is order confirmation emails. Yet they're rarely used to actually sell. They're just order confirmation emails, but they're one of the best emails to put content in to drive revenue. And so with both subscriptions, you can set an email to go out whatever day you want. You can go one day before, a week before, you can control it. And then using our Upsell app, you can create offers that go in that email that with one click, no checkout, they can just add to their next upcoming order. And because it uses Bold Upsell, it's different for every customer. So there's logic, and it uses AI to either figure out the product, or you can set specific products that get recommended. So if someone subscribed to tea, they get offered a specific product. If someone subscribed to coffee, they get offered. So it's not just like a blanket offer for everyone. It's personalized to each subscriber. And I think, yeah, so this is what it looks like setting it up. It's super simple. When they get their email, a customer just literally clicks it. They're taken to one more page to confirm, and they can add it to the next order or as a subscription. In this case, I just added it to the next order. So now I see it's on my next month, not the one after, but I've got that syrup just on the next month. These drive incredible add-ons. And again, 92% of subscribers want more opportunities for add-ons from the company they're subscribed to. So you're doing them a favor. Okay. So this is email upsells. And again, this is powered by Upsell and just works with subscriptions. So, oh yeah, this was the stat. Average open rate of marketing emails. If you're good, you're around 25%. Average open rate of order emails is between 60 and 70%. Like, you can't beat that. So this is a great spot to put your monthly offers. Oh, I did have one last one. Customer portal upsells. Okay. Now you saw the stat, 92% of customers log into their customer portal at least once. So not only are you giving them, doing something that they want and making more money, this ties into one of the other fundamentals, which was making them feel exclusive. So you can, if you put an offer or a product in here that they can only get in here, it's good for retention too. So it sounds crazy, but actually there is a stat. I think it might be on the next slide, but when customers, the more add-ons they do, the longer they stay a customer, because you're giving them a better experience by recommending tailored products. And so again, these are one click. I think I might have, the last video here where, in your customer portal, you can manage everything in there, but there's also the section to put, this is unique per subscriber. They can add it as a one-time, they can add it as ongoing, and with a click, no checkout. Like what you're seeing in this GIF here is real time. You don't actually have to go through the checkout. I didn't cut anything out. It just adds it because we don't need to go through checkout. The payment error information is stored. So these are great for, this falls under fundamental number 5 too, but I put it under fundamental 3 here. It kind of ties into both because it's great for great management, but it's also an add-on. So it ties into there as well too. So and I mentioned the stat here that 90% of customers wish they had more opportunity. So we have a whole suite of maximizers. This is a big part of what we do. And we believe in that, like, you got to get the fundamentals right, but getting them right isn't going to win you a Super Bowl. Maximizing them and optimizing them, that's what's going to win you your Super Bowl of subscriptions. So that's it. I'm super honored that I think every single person stayed to the very end. So thank you. Makes me feel good about what we're talking about here. Nike, do you want to throw that offer up one last time here, just in case anyone didn't have a chance to get it? If anyone wants to take advantage of this, go ahead. There is no, someone will reach out to you, but there's no sales requirement here. You don't have to buy anything, but probably a person named Chasen or Ryan will reach out and tell you how to get that. 0 strings attached. I'm 100% honest on that. If you want to use Bold Upsell, even if you don't use Bold subscriptions, that's fine. Free for 6 months. We just hope it helps. If you are using Bold subscriptions, you can do some neat things with it. And of course we would love that, but there's no sales requirement at all. So just hit yes and submit, and we'll send you more information, how to get that. And that's it. Thank you everyone for joining, and we'll make sure you all get the recording, and feel free to reach out. That is my personal email there. You can reach out to me, and happy to help anyone. And I think Chasen and Ryan reached out probably to some of you during this as well too. So reach out to any of us. We're here to help. And with that, we'll end it. Thank you so much, everybody.